Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the Stellar Dawn, watching the stars through the large front window. After 3 years of traveling through space, they had finally reached their destination. The Centauri system stretched out before them, with 3 bright stars dancing around each other in an endless cosmic waltz. "Captain, we're picking up something unusual," said Amy Watson from her communications station. Her fingers moved quickly across the control panel, adjusting frequencies and checking readings. "There's a structure orbiting the smallest star. It's not natural." Lisa Parker, the ship's chief science officer, hurried to her station and began scanning the object. Her eyes widened as the data appeared on her screen. "Jake, this is incredible. The structure is at least 10,000 years old, maybe more. It's clearly artificial, but the materials are unlike anything we've ever seen." Tony Rodriguez, the ship's engineer, looked up from his repair work. "Are you saying we found aliens?" "Not just aliens," Lisa said, her voice filled with excitement. "We found proof that intelligent life has been in this system for thousands of years. This could be the greatest discovery in human history." Jake felt his heart racing. Humanity had been searching for signs of other intelligent life for centuries. They had sent radio signals into space, built powerful telescopes, and finally developed the technology to travel between stars. Now, on their first journey to another star system, they had found what they were looking for. "Amy, can you get us closer to that structure?" Jake asked. "Already working on it, Captain," Amy replied. She was the best communications officer in the Earth fleet, skilled at both talking to other ships and working with complex alien technology. "I'm detecting some kind of signal coming from the structure. It's very weak, but it's definitely there." The Stellar Dawn moved slowly toward the alien structure. As they got closer, they could see it was enormous. The structure looked like a giant ring made of a dark metallic material that seemed to absorb light. Strange symbols covered its surface, glowing with a soft blue light. "It's beautiful," whispered Dr. Patricia Green, the ship's doctor. She had joined the others on the bridge to witness this historic moment. To think that someone built this before humans even learned to write. Tony was already thinking about the technical aspects. The power source must be incredible to keep running for so long. I wonder what kind of technology they used. Lisa was taking detailed scans of the structure. The ring is about 5 miles in diameter. There are what appear to be communication arrays and data storage systems built into it. This might be some kind of relay station. "A relay station for what?" Jake asked. "For communicating across the galaxy," Lisa said. "If this is what I think it is, this structure might be connected to similar stations around other stars. An entire network for sending messages across vast distances." Amy's excitement was clear in her voice. "Captain, I'm detecting an access port. I think I can connect our systems to theirs. We might be able to download their data." Jake considered the risks. They were the first humans to encounter alien technology. They had no idea what might happen if they connected their computers to an alien system, but the opportunity was too great to pass up. "Do it," he said. "But be careful. Monitor everything and disconnect immediately if anything seems wrong." Amy worked carefully, using specialized equipment to create a connection between the human ship and the alien structure. The process took almost an hour, but finally she succeeded. "Connection established," she announced. "I'm starting to receive data. There's so much information here. Star charts, technical specifications, and what looks like a directory of inhabited worlds." The bridge fell silent as everyone realized what this meant. The alien structure wasn't just proof that intelligent life existed. It was proof that intelligent life existed throughout the galaxy. They were not alone, and they never had been. "How many worlds?" Jake asked quietly. Amy's fingers flew across her controls as she processed the incoming data. "Hundreds, Captain. Maybe thousands. This network connects civilizations across the entire galaxy." Lisa was studying the star charts that appeared on her screen. Some of these civilizations are ancient. The data suggests they've been spacefaring for millions of years. Others are more recent, but still far older than human civilization. Tony was looking at the technical specifications. "Captain, some of this technology is beyond anything we've dreamed of. Faster than light travel, energy sources that could power entire planets, communication systems that work instantly across any distance." "Are any of these civilizations nearby?" Jake asked. Amy checked the star charts. "Yes, several. There's an inhabited system only 12 light-years from here, another one 15 light-years away. We could reach them with our current technology." Jake walked to the center of the bridge, looking at each of his crew members. They were all thinking the same thing. Humanity was about to become part of something much larger than they had ever imagined. "Download everything," he ordered. "Every piece of data, every star chart, every technical specification. We need to get this information back to Earth." For the next 6 hours, the Stellar Dawn remained connected to the alien relay station. Terabytes of information flowed into their computers. Information about alien cultures, advanced technologies, and the locations of inhabited worlds throughout the galaxy. Dr. Green prepared medical reports about what contact with alien life might mean for human health. Tony began studying the alien technologies, already thinking about how they might be adapted for human use. Lisa compiled scientific data that would keep Earth's researchers busy for decades. Amy maintained the connection with the alien network, not knowing that her actions were being felt across the galaxy. At the moment her signal touched the ancient relay system, every alien civilization monitoring their communications experienced the same thing: complete silence. The Galactic Communication Network, which had carried voices across the stars for millions of years, went dark. Emergency protocols activated automatically. Defense systems that had slept for eons awakened. Ancient warnings began to echo through alien command centers. But aboard the Stellar Dawn, the human crew celebrated. They had no idea that their first contact with alien technology had triggered alarms throughout the galaxy. They thought they had achieved humanity's greatest triumph. Jake looked at his crew with pride. "Today we made history. Today, humanity joined the galactic community." None of them knew that across the galaxy that same galactic community was preparing for what they believed might be their final war. High Arbiter Zenthara felt the silence like a physical blow to her crystalline form. For over 200,000 years, the Galactic Communication Network had hummed with the voices of 1,000 civilizations. Now, in an instant, everything had gone quiet. The emergency alarm echoed through the Great Council chamber on Zephyr Prime. Representatives from dozens of species materialized on their communication platforms, their forms flickering as quantum transmissions struggled to maintain connection through backup networks. "What has happened?" demanded General Mordak of the Silicon Confederation. His rocky form sparked with electrical discharges of anger and fear. "Our entire network is down. We haven't experienced anything like this since the ancient wars." Zenthara raised one of her 6 crystalline arms for silence. As the eldest member of the Galactic Council, she had lived through many crises, but nothing like this. "The automated systems have activated Protocol 7, she announced, her voice carrying the weight of eons. "The network has detected a species matching the forbidden patterns." A wave of shock rippled through the assembled beings. Protocol 7 had been established millions of years ago, after the first galactic civilizations had nearly been destroyed by what they called the Devourers. The protocol was designed to shut down all galactic communications if sensors detected a species with specific neural and technological patterns. "Impossible," said Ambassador Velnara of the Flowering Worlds. Her plant-like form swayed with agitation, releasing spores that glowed with anxiety pheromones. "The Devourers are a myth. Ancient stories told to frighten young civilizations. Are they?" Zenthara asked quietly. She activated the chamber's central display, showing ancient records that few beings had ever seen. "These are the original reports from the first compact. A species appeared at the edge of the galaxy. They consumed entire star systems, not for resources, but for the challenge. They adapted to every weapon used against them. They turned our own technology against us." The display showed images of dead worlds and empty space where solar systems once existed. The records were old and fragmented, but they told a clear story of destruction on an unimaginable scale. "The Devourers didn't just destroy civilizations," Zenthara continued. "They absorbed their knowledge and became stronger. Every battle against them made them more dangerous. In the end, the surviving civilizations had only one choice. They built the network protocols to warn us if such a species ever appeared again." Commander Zixral of the Void Hunters leaned forward, his insect-like form clicking with nervous energy. "Where's the signal coming from?" Zenthara manipulated the display to show a star chart. A small red dot appeared near the edge of one spiral arm. "A system the younger races call Centauri. 3 stars, several planets, no previously known intelligent life." "What do we know about this species?" asked Dr. Yintar, the whale-like representative of the deep ocean worlds. Zenthara consulted her data crystals.
Very little.
They call themselves humans, carbon-based, relatively short-lived from a single world. They've only recently developed interstellar travel. Then how could they trigger Protocol 7? General Mordak demanded. The protocols require specific neural patterns and technological capabilities that take millions of years to develop. That's exactly what makes them dangerous, Zenthara replied. The humans have achieved in mere thousands of years what most species take millions to accomplish. Their brain patterns show extreme adaptability, combined with aggressive tendencies and unpredictable emotional responses, the exact combination that defines a devourer species. The council chamber erupted in fearful discussions. Some species wanted immediate military action, others suggested trying to make contact. A few proposed simply watching and waiting. "We need more information," announced Scout Commander Veltar of the Void Runners. His shadowy form was barely visible even when speaking directly. The Void Runners were known throughout the galaxy for their stealth and reconnaissance abilities. "I volunteer to observe these humans directly." "Too dangerous," protested Ambassador Velnara. "If they truly are a devourer species, any contact could reveal our existence. We could be giving them targets for their expansion." Zenthara considered the options. The Zephyrian Collective had maintained galactic peace for millennia by being careful and thoughtful, but they had also survived by being prepared to act decisively when necessary. "Veltar you may observe but maintain absolute stealth," she decided. "Do not approach their vessels. Do not allow them to detect your presence. Report back in 10 standard cycles with your assessment." "And if they prove to be devourers?" asked General Mordak. The question hung in the air like a poison cloud. Everyone in the chamber knew what it meant. If the humans were truly a devourer species, the Galactic Council would have to make a terrible decision. They would have to destroy an entire species to protect the galaxy. "We will make that decision when we have the facts," Zenthara said firmly. "But all species should begin preparing their defense fleets. Alert your military commanders. Review your evacuation protocols." As the representatives began to fade from their communication platforms, Zenthara remained alone in the great chamber. She walked to the memorial wall, where the names of trillions of beings killed in the ancient wars were etched in quantum crystal. The record spoke of a species that appeared friendly at first. The devourers had made contact with other civilizations, learned their languages, studied their cultures. But then they had begun to change everything they touched. They improved alien technology until it became unrecognizable. They solved problems that had puzzled civilizations for eons. They grew stronger with every challenge, and in the end they had consumed everything. Zenthara activated a private communication channel to the Zephyrian Military Command. "War Marshal Kethvar, activate the deep space fleets. I want our most powerful ships ready to move at a moment's notice." "How serious is this threat, High Arbiter?" the War Marshal asked. Zenthara looked again at the memorial wall, at the names of all those who had died the last time a species like this had appeared in the galaxy. "Potentially the most serious threat we've ever faced," she replied. "If these humans are what I think they are, we may be looking at the end of galactic civilization." Far away, in the Centauri system, the crew of the Stellar Dawn continued downloading alien data, unaware that their first contact had triggered a galaxy-wide crisis. They celebrated their historic achievement while across the stars, ancient enemies prepared for what might be the final war. 6 months had passed since the Stellar Dawn had made first contact with the alien relay station. On Earth, the discovery had changed everything. The alien data had been studied by thousands of scientists, and the results were beyond anyone's dreams. Tony Rodriguez stood in the newly built research facility in Nevada, watching teams of engineers work on humanity's second interstellar ship. The New Horizon was twice the size of the Stellar Dawn and incorporated dozens of improvements based on alien technology. "The new engines are incredible," Tony said to his assistant, Carl Bailey. "We've increased our top speed by 400%. What used to take years of travel time now takes months." Carl was studying the engine specifications on his tablet. "How did we figure this out so fast? The aliens must have taken thousands of years to develop this technology." Tony smiled. "That's the thing about humans. We don't just copy what we see, we improve it. The alien designs were good, but they were also very old. We found ways to make them better, more efficient." In another part of the facility, Dr. Kate Sullivan was preparing for her first mission as a xenobiologist. She had spent months studying the alien data about different species throughout the galaxy. Now she would have the chance to meet them in person. "Are you nervous?" asked her colleague, Dr. Ben Wright. Kate checked her equipment one more time. "Excited mostly. We're about to make contact with civilizations that are millions of years old. Think about what we could learn from them." Captain Sam Mitchell was conducting final checks on the bridge of the New Horizon. He was younger than Jake Morrison, but had earned his command through exceptional skill and leadership. With him was his tactical officer Ryan Clark, a former military specialist who understood both human and alien weapons systems. "All systems are ready, Captain," reported Ryan. "The new shields based on alien technology are operating at full capacity. If we encounter any hostiles, we should be able to defend ourselves." Sam nodded. Their destination was a system called Kepler 442, which the alien data indicated was home to a peaceful agricultural civilization. It would be humanity's first direct contact with living aliens. "Remember, our mission is diplomatic," Sam reminded his crew. "We're representing all of humanity. Let's make a good first impression." Unknown to the human crew, they were already being watched. Scout Commander Veltar's stealth ship had been observing human activities for months, and what he saw filled him with growing alarm. The humans weren't just using alien technology, they were transforming it. Veltar watched as human engineers took communication systems that had remained unchanged for millions of years and made them faster and more powerful. They improved alien materials to make them stronger and lighter. Every piece of technology they touched became something new and better. Veltar sent regular reports back to the Galactic Council, and each report was more disturbing than the last. The humans were expanding faster than any species in galactic history. They launched new ships every few weeks, each one more advanced than the last. On Earth, Director Alex Chen was coordinating the largest space exploration program in human history. 12 new ships were under construction, each designed to explore different parts of the galaxy. The alien data had revealed thousands of inhabited worlds, and humanity was eager to visit them all. "We're moving too fast," worried Dr. Ellen Ross, the head of the Earth Science Council. "Maybe we should slow down. Be more careful about how we approach these alien civilizations." Alex disagreed. "This is the greatest opportunity in human history. We have access to technologies that could solve every problem on Earth. We could end poverty, cure diseases, even extend human life. We can't waste this chance." The debate had been raging for months. Some humans wanted to proceed cautiously, respecting alien cultures and taking time to understand them. Others, like Alex, believed that humanity needed to act quickly to secure their place in the galactic community. Meanwhile, the New Horizon was approaching its destination. The Kepler 442 system contained a single star with several planets, including one that showed clear signs of advanced civilization. "Captain, we're detecting artificial structures in orbit around the fourth planet," reported the science officer, Lieutenant Maria Santos. "The planet itself shows extensive agricultural development. We're looking at a civilization that has been spacefaring for at least 10,000 years." Kate Sullivan was studying the biological data. The dominant species appears to be plant-based, similar to Earth trees but mobile and intelligent. The atmosphere is oxygen-rich with high humidity, perfect for a photosynthetic species. Sam made the decision to approach openly, open all communication channels, let them know we're here, and that our intentions are peaceful. The message was transmitted in multiple languages, including several alien languages they had learned from the relay station data. The response came quickly, but it wasn't what they had expected. Instead of a welcome, they received what could only be described as a panic signal. The alien transmissions were full of fear and distress. Warning signals began broadcasting from the planet and its orbital stations. "They're terrified of us," Kate said in shock. "But we haven't done anything threatening." Ryan Clark was monitoring the alien military response. "Captain, they're powering up defensive systems. Multiple ships are launching from the planet. They're treating us like an invasion force." Sam was confused. According to the alien data, the Verdanians were a peaceful species that welcomed contact with other civilizations. Why were they reacting with such fear? The answer came in the form of ancient Verdanian religious texts that their computers were finally able to translate. The text spoke of the Silent Bringers, beings whose arrival would signal the end of all galactic civilization. "Captain," Kate said, her voice filled with realization, "I think we're the Silent Bringers." Our arrival triggered something that shut down galactic communications. To them, we're not explorers. We're harbingers of destruction. Before Sam could respond, Ryan's warning systems activated. Captain, massive energy signatures approaching. These aren't Verdanian ships. They're much larger and more advanced. A fleet of enormous alien warships dropped out of faster-than-light travel around the new horizon. The ships were unlike anything in the alien database. They were clearly designed for war, with weapons that could destroy planets. A communication came from the lead ship. The voice was cold and mechanical, translated by their computers from an alien language. Human vessel, you will immediately withdraw from this system and surrender all alien technology in your possession. You will return to your home system and remain there. Any attempt to leave will result in your destruction. Sam looked around his bridge at his crew. They had come in peace, hoping to join the galactic community. Instead, they found themselves surrounded by an alien battle fleet that saw them as a threat to the entire galaxy. "Sir, what are your orders?" Ryan asked quietly. Sam realized that humanity's first meeting with galactic civilization was about to become humanity's first interstellar war. Everything they had hoped for was falling apart, and he had no idea why. In the distance, more alien ships were arriving. The galaxy was mobilizing against humanity, and the crew of the New Horizon were about to learn the terrible truth about why their species was feared throughout the stars. The alien warships surrounded the New Horizon like giant metal predators. Captain Sam Mitchell stood on his bridge, looking at displays that showed enough firepower to destroy entire planets pointed directly at his ship. "Alien vessel. This is War Marshal Kethvar of the Zephyrian Collective," came the translated voice. "You will comply with our demands immediately or face destruction." Sam looked at his crew. Ryan Clark was ready at the weapons station, though their single ship was vastly outnumbered. Dr. Kate Sullivan was trying to understand why a peaceful first contact had turned into a military confrontation. Lieutenant Maria Santos was monitoring the alien formations, counting over 200 warships. "This is Captain Sam Mitchell of the human vessel New Horizon," Sam replied calmly. "We come in peace. We're explorers seeking diplomatic contact with galactic civilization. Why are you treating us as enemies?" There was a long pause before Kethvar responded. "You claim ignorance, but your very presence proves what you are. You are the return of the Devourers, the species that nearly destroyed all galactic life millions of years ago." Kate stepped forward. "Captain, let me try to explain. We're scientists, not warriors. We're here to learn about your cultures and share knowledge." "Knowledge?" Kethvar's voice carried what sounded like bitter laughter. "You have absorbed our most sacred technologies in mere months. You have improved systems that took our civilizations millions of years to develop. You expand across the stars like a plague, growing stronger with every world you touch." Sam was beginning to understand. The galaxy saw humanity's rapid technological advancement not as impressive but as terrifying. Their ability to adapt and improve alien technology made them appear to be an existential threat. "We don't want to threaten anyone," Sam said. "We just want to be part of the galactic community. Surely we can find a peaceful solution. The last time a species like yours appeared, they consumed half the galaxy before they could be stopped." Kethvar replied, "We will not make that mistake again." On the Verdanian planet below, billions of plant-like beings were evacuating their cities. Their ancient religious texts had warned of this day for thousands of generations. The silent bringers had arrived, and according to prophecy, the galaxy would burn. Ryan Clark was studying the alien fleet formations when he noticed something. "Captain, their weapons are charging. I think they're about to attack." Sam had to make a decision. He could surrender and hope the aliens would show mercy, or he could fight and probably doom his crew. But there was a third option, one that went against all military training but might be their only hope. "Open all channels," he ordered. "I want every ship in this fleet to hear what I'm about to say." "Sir, that's not advisable," Ryan warned. "If we reveal our capabilities, and we're going to die anyway," Sam said. "At least this way someone might understand." The channel opened, broadcasting to every alien ship. "This is Captain Mitchell to all alien vessels. I know you see us as monsters from your ancient legends. I know you think we're here to destroy your civilization, but you're wrong." He walked to the center of the bridge, speaking not just to the alien fleet but to his own crew as well. "Yes, we learn quickly. Yes, we adapt your technology and make it better. But we do it because that's how humans solve problems. We see something that works and we ask how we can make it work better. Not to hurt others, but to help ourselves and everyone around us. Kethavar's voice came back, cold and skeptical. Empty words. The ancient devourers also claimed to be helpful at first. Kate stepped up beside her captain. Then let us prove it. Give us a problem that your civilizations haven't been able to solve. Let us show you how humans really work. There was a long silence. Then unexpectedly a new voice joined the communication. It was from the Verdanian planet below. There is the withering, said the plant-like voice. For 3,000 years our agricultural worlds have been dying from a disease we cannot cure. Entire planets have become lifeless. If you are truly peaceful, heal our worlds. Sam looked at Kate, who nodded. We'll need samples of the disease, data on your agricultural systems, and time to study the problem. You have one local day, Kethavar said. If you cannot solve this problem, you will be destroyed as the threat you are. Kate and her team worked frantically, analyzing biological data from the Verdanian agricultural systems. The disease was unlike anything on Earth, attacking the cellular structure of plant-based life forms in ways that Earth diseases never could. But that's exactly what made it solvable for humans. Earth plants and Verdanian plants had evolved completely differently. What was deadly to one might be harmless to the other. I think I have it, Kate announced after 18 hours of continuous work. The disease is actually a symbiotic organism that's been separated from its natural partner. On ancient Verdania, it worked with another organism to help plants grow. When they began terraforming other worlds, they brought the disease but not its partner. She worked with Tony Rodriguez, who had been analyzing the alien agricultural technology. Together, they developed a solution that combined human biological knowledge with improved alien technology. We can synthesize the missing organism, Tony explained to the alien fleet, but we need to modify your agricultural equipment to distribute it properly. The changes will also make your farming more efficient. As Kate and Tony worked, Ryan Clark made a discovery that would change everything. The alien weapons pointed at them weren't just weapons. They were also the source of the galaxy's faster-than-light communication system. Captain, I think I know why the galactic network went silent when we first made contact, Ryan said. Their communication system uses the same technology as their weapons. When they detected our signal, the network shut down to prevent us from accessing their military systems. Sam realized the implications, so they've been unable to communicate with each other since we arrived. Every alien civilization has been isolated, wondering what happened. That would make them even more frightened, Kate observed. They lost contact with the rest of the galaxy the moment we appeared. Of course they think we're responsible for some kind of attack. The solution Kate and Tony developed worked perfectly. Within hours of its application, the dying Verdanian worlds began to show signs of recovery. Plants that had been withering for years started to grow again. But more importantly, the humans had done something the galaxy hadn't seen since the ancient wars. They had encountered an alien problem and solved it not by destroying or conquering, but by understanding and healing. War Marshal Kethavar opened a private channel to the New Horizon. Your solution worked, he admitted. But this proves our point. You solved in hours what our greatest scientists couldn't solve in millennia. You are dangerous because of your capabilities. We're not dangerous because we're capable, Sam replied. We're helpful because we're capable. There's a difference. The standoff continued, but something had changed. Some of the alien ships were powering down their weapons. Others were requesting copies of the agricultural solution for their own worlds. For the first time since arriving in the galaxy, humans had shown what they could do when they worked with others instead of being feared by them. The battle that everyone expected lasted only 7 minutes. But those 7 minutes changed the galaxy forever. It started when a young Zephyrian commander, convinced that the humans were preparing to attack, fired on the New Horizon. The energy beam that should have destroyed the human ship instead struck their newly improved shields and scattered harmlessly into space. Ryan Clark's response was instant and unexpected. Instead of firing back, he did something that no military manual had ever suggested. He analyzed the alien weapon in real time, improved its design, and transmitted the improvements directly to the Zephyrian fleet. What are you doing? Captain Sam Mitchell asked in shock as Ryan's fingers flew over his controls. Their weapons are inefficient, Ryan explained quickly. They waste 70% of their energy. I'm showing them how to fix it. War Marshal Kethvar stared at his displays in disbelief. The humans had just been attacked, and their response was to help their attackers build better weapons. It was the most incomprehensible thing he had witnessed in his long military career. "Sir," his weapons officer reported, "the humans have transmitted modifications to our entire weapons array. Our firepower has increased by 300%. Why would they do that?" Kethvar demanded. "We just tried to destroy them." Captain Mitchell's voice came across all channels. "Because you attacked us out of fear, not hatred. We understand fear. We've been afraid too, but fear is just a problem that needs to be solved." Dr. Kate Sullivan was working frantically at her station. "Captain, I'm detecting massive energy buildups throughout the alien fleet. I think they're preparing for a full attack. But instead of attacking, something unexpected happened. Ships from a dozen different alien species began arriving in the system. Word of the confrontation had spread through the backup communication networks, and civilizations throughout the galaxy were sending representatives. High Arbiter Zenthara materialized on the bridge of Kethvar's flagship via quantum projection. Her crystalline form shimmered with the effort of maintaining the connection across such distances. "What is the situation here?" she demanded. Kethvar was struggling to understand it himself. "The humans are not behaving like devourers. They solved the Verdanian agricultural crisis in hours. When we attacked them, they responded by improving our weapons and sharing the improvements with us." Zenthara's form flickered as she processed this information. "That is impossible. Devourers consume technology. They do not share improvements." Director Alex Chen's voice suddenly joined the communication from Earth, transmitted through the human ship's improved systems. "This is Director Chen of Earth's Interstellar Exploration Division. I understand there's been a misunderstanding about our intentions. You have triggered ancient defense protocols," Zenthara explained. "Your species exhibits the same patterns as the beings that nearly destroyed galactic civilization millions of years ago." Alex's response surprised everyone. "Then let us help you understand the difference. Captain Mitchell, transmit our complete cultural database to the alien fleet. Let them see who we really are." Sam hesitated. "Sir, that would include our military capabilities, our weaknesses, everything about human civilization." "Exactly," Alex replied. "Trust has to start somewhere." The data transmission began immediately. Terabytes of information about human history, culture, art, and science flowed to the alien fleet. The aliens saw humanity's struggles with war and peace, their efforts to explore space, their dreams of finding other intelligent life. But most importantly, they saw something that the ancient devourers had never possessed: doubt. They questioned themselves, observed Ambassador Velnara of the Flowering Worlds. "The ancient texts say that devourers never doubted their actions. They consumed because they believed it was their right. These humans constantly ask if they are doing the right thing." The data showed human philosophers debating ethics, human leaders struggling with difficult decisions, human scientists questioning their own discoveries. It showed a species that grew stronger not through consumption, but through cooperation and self-reflection. Scout Commander Veltar, who had been observing humanity for months, finally spoke. "I have watched them extensively. They do not conquer, they explore. They do not consume technologies. They improve them and share the improvements. They are not devourers. They are something new." The revelation spread through the alien fleet like a wave. Weapon systems powered down. Ship formations changed from attack patterns to diplomatic arrangements. But the real change came when the galactic communication network suddenly came back online. The ancient protocols, recognizing that the humans were not devourers, began allowing normal communications to resume. The effect was immediate and profound. For 6 months, alien civilizations had been cut off from each other, wondering if they were under attack. Now, as communications resumed, they realized what had really happened. "The network shut down to protect us from devourers that didn't exist," Zenthara said wonderingly. "We have been preparing for war against explorers who wanted to be our friends." Captain Mitchell saw his opportunity. "High Arbiter, we propose a new kind of relationship. Not one based on ancient fears, but on mutual benefit. Let us show you what humans can do when we work together with other species." The first joint human-alien project was announced within hours. The Verdanian agricultural crisis had been solved, but similar problems existed on dozens of worlds. Human scientists would work with alien experts to develop solutions. Tony Rodriguez found himself leading a team of engineers from 12 different species, improving technologies that were already millions of years old. Instead of replacing alien systems, they enhanced them, making them more efficient while preserving their unique characteristics. Kate Sullivan began the galaxy's first comprehensive study of interspecies biology, working with alien scientists to understand how different forms of life could coexist and thrive together. Ryan Clark helped redesign the Galactic Defense Network, improving its ability to detect real threats while preventing false alarms like the one caused by humanity's arrival. The changes spread rapidly through galactic civilization. Humans brought fresh perspectives to ancient problems. Alien species shared knowledge and technologies that accelerated human development beyond anything they had imagined possible. But perhaps the most important change was philosophical. The galaxy had been static for millions of years, with each species following ancient traditions and avoiding risks. Humanity's arrival brought something that had been missing: the willingness to try new things. 6 months after the confrontation at Kepler 442, High Arbiter Zenthara stood in the Great Council chamber on Zephyr Prime. But she was not alone. Captain Jake Morrison of the Stellar Dawn stood beside her, representing humanity in the Galactic Council for the first time. The galaxy went silent the day humanity arrived, Zenthara announced to the assembled representatives, but it found its voice again when we learned to listen to each other. The memorial wall, which had honored the victims of the ancient wars, now included new inscriptions. They told the story of how fear nearly led to another galaxy-wide conflict, and how understanding had prevented it. Jake looked out at the diverse assembly of alien beings, each representing civilizations older than human history. A year ago, humanity had been alone in the universe. Now they were part of something incredible. "Where do we go from here?" he asked Zenthara. The ancient being's crystalline form sparkled with something that might have been amusement. "There are mysteries at the galactic core that we have been afraid to explore for millions of years. Ancient technologies we have been too cautious to study. With human curiosity and alien wisdom combined, perhaps it is time to find some answers." Outside the great windows of the council chamber, stars shone with new promise. The galaxy that had gone silent in fear was now filled with voices working together toward an uncertain but hopeful future. Humanity had arrived not as conquerors, but as catalysts. And the galaxy would never be the same.